All right, so excited to get started. And to quickly start with my introduction, my name is Rohit, and I'm a Chief Product Officer with Trikon. And we at Trikon are building a team of Web3 where we are bridging the gap between the gamers and the game developers. So today we have Kima Network along with us, from which Atlas Salman has joined us as a speaker. So today we will be touch basing upon the different components of Kima Network, what they are doing for the community, and also how they are changing the on-chain methodologies inside the crypto space. So to Atlas, so would quickly like to hand it over to you, hand over the mic to you to have a quick introduction to our community and also like something about Kima Network, that where do you establish right now and where are you moving to?
Exactly. Thank you very much. First of all, we really love Trikon, as a product, as a family, as our, very important partner in the space, and we have been collaborating for a long time. So to thank you for having us, as Kima Finance today in today's AMA. It is we are proud to be here. This is Atlas, as you already mentioned. So I am the CBDO. In other words, I'm the head of BD for Kima Finance. And it is pretty exciting for me to work for such a fabulous and a brilliant company. We have been developing our technology for more than 2 years now. We have a solid product. Market field is pretty proven already. And I've been in the industry for more than 15 years. At the first 10 years, I worked for some multinationals in Web2 space, like Intel Corporation. And for the last 5 years, I've been in the crypto and the blockchain industry. Worked for many different verticals like DeFi protocols, GameFis, metaverses, also VCs and incubators as well. So my experience with Kima has been the most exciting one because Kima actually has brought a breakthrough approach to the industry for the interoperability, both for Web2 space and the Web3 space, interconnecting with both of these two worlds into one. So from that perspective, we have already launched and done our TGE 3 weeks ago, and token is in circulation. But so Kima is much more than a token, right? So we have brought, as I mentioned, a breakthrough innovations into the Web3 space. But our solutions is not only the Web3 platforms. We actually connecting both Web2 and Web3. And within Web3 space, we interconnect all the chains into one. So from that perspective, Kima can be defined like a cross-chain payment and assets, settlement protocol. And we enable any kind of application, whether Web2 or Web3, to accept crypto assets from all other chains. And also, so we enable, for example, Web2 to accept crypto payments, and we enable Web3 applications to accept any cryptocurrency payments from all chains, and we also connect Web2 to Web3 or Web3 to Web2. So from that perspective, it is a kind of ultimate solution for both Web2 worlds and the Web3. And we ensure this interoperability in a very different way. For example, Kima doesn't use smart contracts, and this brings 100% secure platform for the interoperability, bridging the assets. So I'm going to deep dive into this technology, but not now. I'm waiting for your questions for first time. So because I don't give all the details at first sight, I need to keep some for your questions. So let's start with the questions.
Thanks for letting me have this opportunity to ask you the questions, and also like even with the introduction that you have given, and also being a privileged partner, I'm definitely sure there is a lot that Kima network has. So despite being, if you probably would have given all the information, I'm sure that there would have been still space for asking you the questions, considering the different product linings that you currently have inside the Kima network.
Mhm.
All right. So moving on to the main thing, where there are few things that I have observed, which you also have highlighted as a core part of your functionality and vision. So talking about Kima network, we focuses upon the seamless TradeFi and also like DeFi interoperability without using the smart contracts. So can you explain on how your protocol achieves this, and also why this approach is more secure or efficient than the traditional methods?
A very good question and very important, facts, why Kima, the answer for why Kima. So, first of all, I would like to emphasize that the Kima has backed by MasterCard itself. So everyone knows MasterCard is a payment giant worldwide, globally. Also, Kima is backed by top, crypto venture capitals like, Big Brain Holding, like Maven Capital, like Blockchain Capital, or, Outlier Ventures, and more others. So why they are supporting, why they are in with Kima? Because they have seen the breakthrough innovative approach. As you mentioned, we provide this traditional finance and the decentralized finance interoperability in many different ways. The one of the differentiation, as you mentioned, is that we ensure to this interoperability without smart contracts. So I will just give one use case example, because interoperability sometimes a concept which cannot be understood very clearly sometimes without an example. For example, we can enable Trikon to accept, for example, stable coins from all chains. I'm just giving an example, or just I can give another DeFi protocol, a GameFi protocol, as an example. Let's imagine of a GameFi project which is built on one single chain and accepting deposits from their users or payment from their users from one ecosystem, one chain only. So Kima API can enable those GameFi projects to accept cryptocurrency assets, let's say stable coins, not only from its chain built on, but also enable those platform GameFi projects to accept, for example, USDC payment, USDC payment, USDT payments from Solana, Avalanche, Tron, BNB, Arbitrum, Base, Optimism, Ethereum. Even we enable them to accept Bitcoin payments. So this is interoperability. This is how we enable a platform to be interoperable with all the other chains. And the difference is that we can ensure this interoperability without smart contracts. Why this is important? So not only Web3 users, but also Web2 users are pretty afraid of getting hacked and losing their assets, right? So all of us experience the same concerns when we connect our wallet to any bridging platform to transfer our assets or bridge our assets. This is a fundamental concern that we experience, because smart contracts are being coded by a human being, let's say a man or a woman, and they can be hacked by another man and a woman, right? So it is a hackable thing. Just remember the latest cases. For example, LeFi has been hacked 4 months ago. Has been hacked just 3 weeks ago, and $50 million has been stolen. So actually, the thing is, we actually remove this smart contracts thing from the our jargon for bridging the assets. Actually, what we do, how we can do this is pretty important and breakthrough. We actually Kima works like a layer 1 chain. We have different liquidity pools on our platform. So when, for example, Solana holders which holds 100 USDT from Solana wallet, can easily send these assets to me, for example, as my Ethereum wallet, without bridging any asset. So how we just do this is simply our decentralized nodes accept the 100 USDT from Solana wallet, put this asset on the Solana liquidity pool, and the decentralized nodes and some other technologies like TE technology in the CPU core has unlocked another transaction from 100 USDT, the same equivalent amount from Ethereum liquidity pool, and sent this 100 USDT to my Ethereum wallet. So this is how it works. Without smart contracts, we really ensure that the interoperability is out there for both Web2 users, but at the same time for the Web3 users in a most secure way. This is very important. This is how we ensure the interoperability. Different than the other interoperability solutions, which uses smart contracts like the other bridging solutions, which is highly risky operation. So we just get rid out of this risk actually.
Got it. And that's like a very amazing way of explaining the interoperability concept. And definitely, whenever we talk about interoperability, there are so many protocols and also like projects out there who are using the same words, but they have the different psychology for adapting that certain component. However, talking on to the payments and services. So, how does Schema enable like the seamless payments with fiat and crypto assets, and also like how does this enhance the customer checkout experience? Atlas, are you able to hear us? Apologies to all the listeners. It seems like a little glitch at Atlas' side, so I'm trying to reach out to him and see that if there is an issue.
So just I lost my connection.
No worries. We can hear you. All right. So let me repeat my question. So I was just asking on to the payment and user experience that you currently have. So you enable the seamless payment with fiat and crypto assets. So can you please tell me on with this enablement, how does this enhance the customer checkout experience?
Yeah, this is pretty important. Exactly. So actually, Kima works like B2B solution. So we provide API to any kind of protocol. It can be a DeFi, GameFi, marketplace, whether Web2 or Web3 or Web2 or organizations. It doesn't matter. So the entire experience is depending on the platform itself, because for example Trikon or another GameFi or just let's say a marketplace can just use its own interface, right? So like doing a checking out, purchasing a product and checking out from Amazon website, right? Or any other e-commerce website. So the entire experience that we can provide to the platforms is that seamless. So, and also this solution that we just only provide one simple API to, ensure the interoperability, then you can also work with multiple payment gateways as well. For example, you enable your user to, come to a checkout page or money deposit page, for example, together with, for example, Apple Pay, Google Pay, and also Kima's, interoperability layer as well. The only thing that the user should do is to select which currency they would like to pay in cryptocurrency, and they have to choose the network from where they are going to send the money. So it is very seamless. and it is also depending on the platform's capabilities as well.
Got it. And also, like the pointers that you are given, so is there a possibility that if you can share an example on how you improve the crypto wallet functionality, especially like for users who are transferring assets across the cross chains without leaving your existing wallet interface?
A very cool example, and totally true. So most of the time, so sometimes the platforms accept only, for example, stable coins from Polygon, and the user have to bridge their assets from any other chain and bring them and bridge them to the Polygon, right? So it also time consuming. It is risky because you connect your wallet to another third party bridge and platform, and then you have to come back to the your original platform where you would like to spend your time, you spend your money, and etc. So from that perspective, absolutely you are correct.
It is, sorry, seems like you're on mute.
Yeah, yes. So just I need to look at another thing. So the thing is absolutely. So we are when a platform use our API, so the end user never have to go any other third party page. Doesn't have to take any risk, and they don't have to breach something. It is completely seamless. So from now on, if a platform uses Kima API, the user never mind about which chain they are on or which chain their assets on. They can immediately pay, they can immediately deposit their money into the platform easily.
Got it. Well, then talking about your solutions, right? So Kima Network is also enables the DeFi lending platform to source the liquidity from multiple chains. So how is it solving the existing challenges of lending protocols?
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So, from that perspective, actually, whether you are a wallet, or whether you are a DeFi protocol or GameFi protocol, you may be a marketplace, even you may be a, traditional finance institutions like a bank or a hedge fund. So it is easy. It is pretty easy for your customer to seamlessly bring their assets in, without any hassle, without any risk, and it is being done all in on your own platform, actually.
Got it. When looking onto the different prospects where like Kima Network is making things easier for everyone. So when we are also talking about gaming, so how does Kima make it easier for players to use the digital currency in game, and also what are the benefits does it bring to the gaming experience?
Good question. Actually, I've seen, for example, Trikon has wallets, also a marketplace, and at the same time, provides so many different facilities and, services to the gamers, like P2P hub, like Launchpad, like Paymaster, marketplace, smart wallet. So Tricon is an absolutely the ultimate player hub for accomplishing so many different features in itself. So from that perspective, actually, we just using our APIs. So the Tricon like platforms can easily provide seamless experience to the players. For example, when using the smart wallet, the players can easily bring their assets, whether fiat or other stable coin assets, cryptocurrency assets, easily into their smart wallets, or if they would like to purchase an NFT, buy an NFT in the Tricon marketplace, They can easily do that through their credit card with Kima interface. We can enable this just one simple API. So as far as you use our API, so your players can easily come and purchase something from your marketplace just with their credit card, or they can bring their USDC from their any chain, like even they can pay with Bitcoin, right? It is pretty risky for the Bitcoin holders to go and breach their assets. Instead, actually, they don't like to breach their Bitcoins with any platform. Also, P2P game hub, can use another Kima technology. For example, DVP. We call it DVP, deliver versus payment. So DVP is kind of exchanging assets from a buyer to a seller in just one atomic swap. Also, Kima can enable, for example, Trikon and this P2P hub, enable players to exchange their assets easily between each of them with an atomic swap in a most secure way. So how this works, so I can easily explain. So when using our API, so you can facilitate a transaction between a buyer and seller. So when they agrees on their terms, so they just accepts the transfer and the transactions. So the transactions happens only the agreement is being done between the buyer and seller through atomic swap. And again, this is 100% secure way of transaction the assets from a peer-to-peer or a launchpad, for example. So in the launchpad thing, you may enable your users, investors to invest in the newly launched tokens or games through accepting one type of stablecoin or your project token. So with the Kima API, again, the Kima technology, the interoperability, you start enabling not only one type of holder, but also the holders from entire ecosystems to come and participate in the pre-sales on your launchpad. And also this actually increases your user base, because in the originally some can be excluded because they don't hold your token or they hold stablecoin from different chains. You may lose, and also you may not intentionally, but you may doesn't allow them to invest. But with this interoperability thing, you can enable all users from different ecosystem to in a very democratic way to participate in such kind of fundraising and investment opportunities, for example. Yeah, this is how Kima and our technology can enable different kind of holders and users participate in this kind of investment opportunities.
Got it. And also, like where we talk about the NFTs, we are talking about cross-chain financial solutions. So, what are some of the examples of unique cross-chain financial solutions that Kima network currently unlocks, and also like how do they push the boundaries of interoperability?
Okay, so may I get the question again, please? I just your voice is breaking.
Yeah, so like I asked, like when we talk about cross-chain financial solutions, we talk about the different interoperability solutions. So can you support it with some of an examples of unique cross-chain financial solutions that Kima network unlocks, and also how do they push the boundaries of interoperability?
Of course. So I can give many different examples. For example, um, a banking solution can be given in an example. For example, so we are already talking about GameFi and game verticals. Now we can talk about a little bit with, for example, the financial institutions perspective. For example, in of decentralized institution like a staking, familiar with those. So Those staking platforms and the lending platforms accept, some certain currencies from their existing users. So mostly they accept, stable coins and Ethereum or Bitcoin, right? So this is how it works from the decentralized perspective. But so with the Kima technology, which actually enables a money transfer from your bank accounts to your crypto wallets or any institution's crypto wallet, let's say. So rather than sending the money from your crypto wallet to the institutions, so Kima also can enable you to send money directly from your bank account to the lending platform. So this is something unique that Kima can only do at the moment. We have a patented technology to recognize your bank account as another liquidity pool. So we do the same thing. So how we just enable the interoperability between the chains from different liquidity pools. Please remember my explanations at the beginning. So we can also enable users, investors, send their fiat money from their bank accounts directly without any intermediary to the lending protocol, for example. And this is a breakthrough approach that we can achieve. So from that perspective, Kima is the only protocol on earth which just ensures this Web 2 to Web 3 interoperability with one simple API. This is one use case. The other use case, again, can be the vice versa. For example, you may want to invest in hedge funds, which works on a traditional finance, right? So we can enable that hedge funds, platform to accept cryptocurrency payments. And again, just one simple API, the use case and the experience will be seamless. So instead of only accepting fiat deposits, so we enable these Web2 institutions immediately in a just 1 or 2 day period, accept, for example, stablecoin, USDT, USDC payments and deposits from all chains. So these are, I think, the two important, use cases from both Web3 space and also the Web2 traditional finance space as well.
All right. And that definitely gives a very detailed explanation and also an
So is
example
is
on.
that clear?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And also, like I was mentioning, that definitely it gives like a very detailed understanding on the methodologies and also like the workaround and also the product that you have currently built for the community. All right. So, well, when we talk about the community, so there are a ton of questions that I can see that are there in the comments. And also, like to all our listeners, as we are closing to our last two questions, so would like to ask everyone to post your questions in the comments and we will pick few random questions to ask it to our speaker for the day. All right. So before we move forward, there are a few questions that I can see where people are asking about the use cases. People are talking about the transparency and also like the biggest challenges. So asking about one thing that what are the key technological innovations behind the Kima network? For
Hello,
example,
hello.
the
Can you hear
consensus.
me?
Yes. Are you able to hear me, Atlas? Atlas, are you able to hear me? Atlas, are you able to hear me? Okay, seems like an issue at his hand, so he probably would be joining in a minute. So please allow us in the meantime. All right. Atlas, are you able to hear us now?
I can hear at the moment. Yeah.
All right, perfect. Apologies. Maybe like there probably would be like some disconnection. However, good to know that we are connected.
Yeah, so the internet connection on my space is pretty bad at the moment. Yes, I experienced this disconnections.
No worries. All right. So I was asking about, well, like I was mentioning, as we are closing and approaching towards the end of the session. So there are a few questions that I can see from our community. So I was putting one question across where someone has asked about the key technological innovation behind the Kima network. For example, the consensus mechanism and also about the data privacy.
Yeah. So first of all, we are 100% in line with the regulations, especially for the financial from the financial perspective. And in our operations, of course, so we are actually the infrastructural project. So most of the time, also the main platform should also be compliant with the regulations, right? So it is two dimension, not only Kima. So from the Kima perspective, of course, we are responsible for our operations, and we all the time, apply, especially for it comes to the on and off ramp, we apply, KYC, KYB, and AML checks. Also, we ensure that anti-money laundry, blocking applications and the technology. This is why we ensure the transactions can be done to and from all validated wallets, which is pretty clear. So from that perspective, we ensure the security and the privacy from those perspective to our users and the platforms itself as well. And also from the transactional perspective, of course, the blockchain technology brings its own security and compliance at the same time. We are providing our users with any kind of privacy tools as well. From the security perspective, we use 7 or 6 different technologies to ensure the security for our users. So as I mentioned, the one of them is being smart contractless is one of the the thing. As I mentioned, we also use a hardware level technology to keep both the privacy and also the security at the same time. It is called TEE technology of Intel. So it's only it's only present in the Intel CPU core, which actually for the first time such a kind of interoperability solutions utilize this hardware level security manners as well. So from that perspective, Kima's solution is the most secure way of interoperability, and also it protects the privacy at the same time, of course.
All right, thanks for that. So let's move on to the next question that we currently have, and looking at the different developments. So, what role do you see Kima Network playing in addressing the limitations in the current interoperability landscape?
So what kind of limitations in the interoperability? Could you please elaborate more?
Yeah, so for example, there are different projects out there who are providing the interoperability components as well. So, what do you think have been the limitations with other projects that Kima Network seems to be solving very well at their end?
Okay, cool. There are a couple of dimensions here. First, in the Web3 space, the other interoperability solutions actually focusing on the bridging, as it is very traditional sense. They use smart contracts. So this is the number one thing that we Kima don't use smart contracts to be more secure and fast and provide in a more secure and seamless experience, because smart contracts brings vulnerabilities, risk factors, being the risk of being hacked. This is one thing, and also it takes time. I mean, it is slow. So because we don't use any smart contracts, there is no need for processing of the smart contracts. This actually brings very fast and a quick pace of the transactions and the interoperability, and also the eliminates the risk factor. This is the number one, I think, difference. The other thing is also we, as Kima, as I mentioned, has many patented technologies which other solutions, interoperability solutions actually cannot provide, like the seamless interoperability between Web 2 to Web 3 or vice versa. So we enable the bank account holders transfer money directly to their wallets or any Web3 wallets with just one simple click. I mean, so when you look at the other interoperability solutions, like other bridging solutions, so actually they cannot provide such a kind of Web2 to Web3 interoperability. This is another differentiation. Also, we provide some different features like multi-chain token. We enable any token to be, valid and operated in other chains. And also, we can provide a DVP, delivery versus payment. I mean, we enable any platform to facilitate peer-to-peer transactions through atomic swaps as well. This is our, high level summary of how we are different.
Got it. And then, what are the future features or partnerships are you planning to roll out, especially when like you're looking onto the contributions to Kima Network's mission of seamless cross ecosystem money transfers?
May I get the question again?
Yes, so on to the future prospects. So, what are the features or partnerships that you're planning to roll out, and also how will they contribute to Kima's mission of seamless cross ecosystem money transfers?
Yes, so the cross-chain money transfers represents the money transfer from Web 2 to Web 3, right? So it can whether be from credit card. So we are, as you know, we are backed by Mastercards. We can easily enable any platform like Trikon to accept credit card payments in a most secure way. This is the number one. I mean, the cross ecosystem money transfers. Also, we enable, directly from bank account the wire transfer. This is for the first time to your platform again, to wallets or to any other, wallet or Web3 platform. It is another cross ecosystem money transfers again, right? And from the ecosystem and the chain perspective, actually, we also from the Web 2 to Web 3, also we enable Web 2 institutions to accept stable. So this is another cross ecosystem asset transfer, not only the money transfer, but let's say asset transfer. Because even if it is USDT, USDC, let's call them an asset. So from that perspective, we can seamlessly ensure the cross ecosystem money transfer protocol that easy actually.
All right. It was a time that we have had, definitely, like, even being a partner from such a long time, there were very important insights that I am sure that I have got that I probably would not have had for Kima Network, despite being, like I have mentioned, being a privileged partner. All right. So I guess you have shared a lot of important insights, and that was also crucial and exciting for our listeners as well. And I really would like to thank you for giving out your time to our community for sharing these insights. So, any final words that you would like to give to all our listeners?
Yes, so I would like to thank you, Trikon family, and the entire team to having us today. So actually we have done our TGE recently, as you know, three weeks ago. Our token performance has been extremely, great. So thank you all of our supporters and investors. We are, as you know, listed on KuCoin, Gate.io, Maxi, Bitpanda, PancakeSwap, and many others. So, as I mentioned, Kima is a long-term project. We are here to stay. Our vision is to ensure the, ultimate interoperability between the Web 2 to Web 3 space. So we would like to actually ensure the end user don't experience any interoperability issues, don't lose their assets, don't risk their assets. Instead, we would like to ensure this seamless interoperability not only among the chains, so we can provide this in a very seamless manner. Also, we ensure to interconnect Web 2, the traditional finance, and the Web 3 finance in a most secure and seamless way. We are here to stay, and Kima is a long-term project, and thank you for our investors and the supporters.
All right. And thanks for your time again. And it was really exciting to have you on our spaces. So, to all our listeners, make sure that you are following us on our socials to stay connected with all the updates that we keep getting for our community because we are nothing without our community. All right. So, thanks again for Atlas for joining us and also like Kima Network for always supporting us and being such a privileged partner. And it was exciting and also privileged to have you. So, thank you and looking forward to
It's
further.
our pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you for each and every listener here. Thank you, guys.
All right.
See you.